Hello, everyone, and welcome to my interview today with Shannon Olson. Today, we're going to be talking about the power of using your voice. So, before we get started, I just want to check to make sure we are in the right spot and that everyone who needs to be able to see us are able to. Just one second. Yes. Okay. Okay. Awesome. Here we are. Hello, everybody, and welcome. Today, we're really talking about Shannon Olson, the co-publisher of Awakening the Power Within, and I are coming together to talk about the power in using your voice and telling your story and how this really stepping into this really opens up doors that you might not even expect. Hi, Shannon.
Hi, Nicolette. So excited to be here. I always love chatting with you, and the energy that we create together is just amazing. So I'm looking forward to just having this conversation and just really sharing our message around the power about sharing your voice and sharing your story, and how really it is so much more than people would expect. So yay. Okay.
Absolutely. Hello. And for anyone who is joining, please say hello. And if you have any questions or insights that come up from this conversation, make sure to drop them in. If you're someone who is like knows that you have a story inside of you, you've experienced something and you are really excited and kind of moving into the idea of, what might it feel like to share the story? Stick around because we're going to go into all of the doors that start opening that you might not even expect. So, Shannon and I crossed paths when she first contributed to this beautiful book, and the one sitting right behind her. That picture is my motivation and artwork for this book. And it's Mystics Revealed Unconventional Success Stories from Extraordinary Leaders. Shannon is a co author in this book. So she contributed to this book with me. She went on to write in other anthologies. And now we are partnering together to bring in an opportunity for other people to come in and share in a new book that we are putting together called Awakening the Power Within. And so I want to talk to you a little bit, Shannon, about your experience with joining this book, because I've seen you like be on fire. And I think something that happens that a lot of people don't understand is when you show up with intention and you follow your intuition that, okay, I know I need to be in this project or this book. I know that this is the right thing, even though I don't necessarily see the right steps. Like things start opening up in all areas of your life, not necessarily always the intended one, right? So what are some of the things, like, first of all, what was your experience in writing in this book, and then what's opened up for you since then?
Yeah. Okay. I could share so much. I just want to say good morning to, I can't see who the names are in the comments, but good morning. Thank you for joining, and so excited to have you guys
Yes, good
here with
morning. For some
us.
reason it just says Facebook user, but
I know.
so we
Like,
are
good morning.
here. We see you.
Yeah.
Thank you, and we'll circle back around and actually
Yeah.
officially say hello after this. So great to have
Yeah.
you.
So I just wanted to acknowledge, thank you for joining us, and we're so excited to have you here. Um, okay. So my experience was basically, oh, so many things. But it was the big leap that I really took in up leveling my self confidence, my assurance in myself, my stepping through all those fears that come up. I had just recently gone through like a spiritual awakening a few years prior, and was really, I had that story on my heart. I knew I needed to share it, but it was like almost just sitting there waiting for that opportunity, waiting for that to feel good, to feel right. And then and it was exactly as you said, when I came across you and that project, it was almost like I just knew. I'm like, oh, okay, I have to do this. I wasn't quite sure the whole why behind it. I'm
Yeah.
like, this has to happen. Okay, I'm just gonna go with the flow, allow things to, happen. And I remember you telling me, because I was so nervous about what I was gonna write, and I'm like, I don't know what to say. And I'll never forget. And you said to me, whatever comes out is what is meant to come out. So
Yeah.
don't try and plan it, and don't try to really mold it into, just allow yourself to be in flow. And I was like, okay, okay. And then it literally, my entire chapter came out within an hour, sitting at my lake on the deck with my laptop, and I had all this stress about, what's this going to look like and how am I going to word things? And it just, flowed out so beautifully. And so the experience about being in that book was so much growth for me, just in terms of that confidence in speaking my voice, because I was coming out of the spiritual closet to the public, like not just in my Facebook group, not just, hiding in there kind of with a few people. This was like real next level visibility. And it was, so there was fear there, of course, but being in that container is what got me through that fear.
Mm,
Being with those like-minded women, all going through that same experience together, all on that same journey of that up leveling, of stepping into their power and sharing their voice. Being in that container is what allowed me to be able to, put those words out to the world with that confidence that, okay, now it's out there and there's nothing,
yeah.
but the return was just incredible. Like, what I'll never forget is the tons of messages that I received from people after they read my book that were, shocked at what I actually went through, and just so connected deeply and resonated with my words, with my journey, with everything. They're like, I had no idea. And this was so powerful. And I loved your story. And like all of those messages that came through with such that deep connection and gratitude for me inspiring them was just the most fulfilling thing.
Mm,
And so that is, obviously why I went on to do more and more, and why I'm doing this project, because I want women to experience that too. Like,
mm.
that was just so amazing to be able to connect and inspire others. Like,
Yep.
nothing more fulfilling than that.
It gives
Yeah,
me goosebumps, seriously, because a few things, just to reflect back to, like, this is the next level in a visibility opportunity. It contributing to a multi-author book. It really like helps you claim your authority. We're going to talk a little bit about that shortly, but interestingly enough, it's also this ripple that we're creating when we do something a little outside of our comfort zone, when we move into claiming our story, our worth, who we are, what we want to project out to the world, what we want to experience. And one of the people who reached out to you is a co-author in the current book. So, it's a perfect example of the ripple, right? This ripple. And so when we have this opportunity to, like, my heart to yours, I got to bring you into this project. And now you're opening up your capacity, your ability to hold space for people and their visibility. And that is an amazing ripple that I don't think you would have ever expected when you joined Mystics Revealed, right?
exactly. And that whole piece about, being able to kind of give back and allow this opportunity to other women is just also, building on that self-confidence and that assurance in my story, and in really owning my authentic self and my power in being able to create something that can inspire others. And so yeah, it's just there's so many levels of accomplishment and achievement when you share your story. Not only like the camaraderie within the community, all being supported and lifted by each other, is just incredible,
Yeah.
it's an experience that like was so touching and so transformational for me.
Yeah.
Like,
And that's why we are saying this is a movement because it is a movement. Because when people step into this container with an open heart and knowing that they're going to receive exactly what they're meant to receive out of it, they always do. They always do, time and time again. And so let's talk a minute about awakening the power within. We were chatting a little bit behind the scenes about kind of who this book is for and who this book isn't necessarily for, as far as becoming a contributor for. So let's talk a little bit about that. Who is this book? Let's talk a little bit about the book and, like, who are the women that we're really calling in?
The women that we are calling in here are really women from all walks of life. They can be entrepreneurs, they can be business women and corporate women, moms, anybody who's really gone through a personal transformation where they've really the subtitle of the book is, the journey of personal transformation and triumph. So really somebody who's gone through, overcoming challenge, overcoming trauma, life experience where they've really learned, they've grown, they're ready to share their wisdom, and really allow that to connect deeply to others, because everybody's story is so unique. And I don't think we place enough value and worth on the power of that connection to other people and how you can inspire others with your story because a piece of that resonated with them.
Yeah.
And that's, like I said, what I experienced when I first shared in Mystic Revealed. Like, so many people were, just so full of gratitude and just saying, this inspired me, this resonated with me, this connected with me. And when you can show people how you've come out the other side of that journey, right? That's the second piece to it, is like sharing the wisdom of, what it looks like to step through that fear, what it looks like to do that deep healing, what it looks like to overcome those things, right? And so that is really the women that we're calling in with those powerful stories of their own experience in life, that they're ready to share how they've overcome, share the wisdom that's on the other side of that.
Yeah. So, and we currently have 4 co-authors have already signed up to contribute their beautiful stories and energy to this book and project. And so, women who have been through an awakening, who have been through this transformation, who know that their experience is going to benefit someone else, even if it's just one person. I always say that, like, even if your story touches that one person and they end up having this big impact on the world, then you are doing your part. But I promise you, it'll be a lot more than one. So, so you have this story, it needs to reach people. And you also had the benefit of seeing the beauty in it, of being able to go all the way through it. So if you're like in the mix of some awakening, then this might not be the right time for you to start sharing. You might need to give it a little space and understanding and being like, okay, this is why I experienced this and this is what I want to share. So I think those are kind of some good distinct distinctions to make. But I want to talk for a minute about the real tangible pieces of what participating in this book could mean for you, in your business, in your personal life, and some of the things that you could expect. So one of the big things, and we kind of touched on this in the beginning, is accountability in your visibility. Visibility is an interesting thing because it's not necessarily black and white. It gets a little interesting with how the effects of our nervous system and who are we and all these things that come up. And so having that accountability, in, okay, you wrote this amazing story and now we are going to get ready to share it with the world and we're all doing this together. It empowers the co-authors to talk more about their story, to talk more about their work. It encourages them. Like, I've seen it over and over again. It's like this foundation for them, to be able to feel confident in starting to share more about that. Is that something that you experienced with Mystics Revealed?
Oh, absolutely, hands down. And again, that community and that power in that container is the reason why I wanted to collaborate on this project, to bring that to women as well. And of course, like anyone who knows me knows, I love everything spiritual and energy and all of those things. So we are going to be creating this amazing energetic container for our co-authors, just doing not only the tangible writing pieces, but the mindset, the energy balancing and all of those things too. I'm going to come in and be doing all kinds of beautiful meditations and Reiki and all the things for our authors, so that we're able to really create that optimum environment for them to really step up into that next level visibility and feel balanced and feel centered and feel confident in sharing their story.
Yeah, I think that's something that a lot of people don't understand about these kind of containers, and it really depends on the publisher who you're signing up with. It's always something that I take very seriously, and then partnering with someone like you is like just like so much benefit because like you get the power of both of us to come in. So you get Shannon's beautiful spiritual practices and understanding her, working with her in that way, and then, I dabble in some of my own magic too. I'm not like traditional publishing in this way that like my biggest thing for the people who are going through this container is that they get what they want out of it. And so I always bring it back to that. Like, I know you can lead yourself through this experience, and I'm going to give you all the opportunities to make this exactly what you want out of it. So it's really great. So the next thing is credibility and authority builder. So not just for the outer world, but for yourself, it's kind of interesting when you say, I'm a co-author of this book. I'm a best-selling author, which is another aspect of this. You can really start leveraging different opportunities like stages or podcasts or, just positioning yourself with your own audience. It gives you this layer of credibility that I think is really an amazing thing. And it enforces your own belief in yourself. Like, I can do this. I did this thing and I kind of moved to this next layer.
Absolutely. Yeah. And I feel like it's really just a testament of you, walking your talk, right? Like I encourage people when I work with them, to connect back to their self, and we do all of that relationship to self building. And I just want to be, that person. And I feel I am that really showcases my own work. I've
Yes.
done all of
You
these
walk the
things
walk. You walk the
because,
walk. Yes.
yeah, right. I
And
do
you're
all of
doing
these
it.
things.
And I think the thing is that people need to know about you, Shannon, is you're doing that for yourself as much as you're doing that for other people to see you doing it.
Yeah.
And that's why you're stepping into this new role of co-publisher and bringing this book to the world because you see your power in it. And it's just such an evolution. I've just it's made me so happy to get to see this. And so the other thing is that is probably as big, if not the biggest piece, is community. The community that comes together in these kinds of containers is something that is hard to explain until you participate in it. There's something so magical that happens when people, like-minded and hearted women, come together and really collaborate to bring success to this kind of project, to send something like this out into the world. There's partnerships that will develop, friendships that bud, like this, you and I coming together to do this. It's hard to understand how these things develop, but they absolutely do. It's one of my favorite parts, and something that the co-authors of all of the books that multi-author books that I've published continuously say is their favorite part about this experience. So we really one thing that I've liked to do is help you see how you can network and really take advantage of these opportunities. But most people just show up and feel at home. And that's something that's it's a hard thing to like, it's hard to put a price on that. So we're wrapping this up. We really want to keep this under 20 minutes so that we have two opportunities for anyone who's watching and is like, I kind of want to be hanging out with Shannon and Nicolette a little bit more and, hoping to infuse some of that confidence inside. We have a free masterclass that's coming up. Do you want to share a little bit about that?
Yeah, absolutely. This is actually the second round of this class. We did one last week and it was so amazing and so like, I just like, it was fire. We have to do this again. The live container, like there's no, way to describe how powerful that energy and that connection is when you start to, like you said, with those aligned, like-minded women sharing deeply their story, that support that is there. Like, there was like a tears of gratitude, tears of support, like all of these things when we resonate and when we really, rise together in that type of container. And so we are doing another one Wednesday, May 31st at 7 p.m. So this is going to be an evening class. So hopefully more people can join us live and get in on that magic. That's what we want to create again, is that really sacred, safe space, for people to actually talk about their story. Because a lot of people have never even said anything out loud yet, right? And so that in itself is really empowering to be able to share it with someone else. And that container is the perfect place to do it. So we will leave the link here, I think in the description of the video. So it is just free registration, but you do have to register to get the Zoom link. We will be live and it won't be streamed in Facebook.
Yeah, and so we're not doing the replay because after the first one we're like the replay doesn't do this justice because this isn't a talking head masterclass. This isn't the kind of masterclass that you show up and just listen to someone else talk. This is really interactive opportunity to reflect and share. You're going to feel more and more connected to yourself, to your why it matters to you, why it matters to your community, why it matters to the world for you to share your story. I promise you're going to feel lit up and excited and inspired to start sharing, more confident. And so sign up. It's free. We'll add the link and we would love to have you there. So that's one thing. But some of you might be like, you know what, I'll do the masterclass, but I am so interested in contributing to awakening the power within. How do I find out more about this? So do you want to share a little bit about that?
Yeah, absolutely. We will leave the link in there as well. It has a full description of, what's included in the project, who the project is for. I also, I did go over that, but just, allowing you to see really what's involved and what that looks like and see if that's something that resonates with you. There is an application there that you can just fill out, like easy, simple, and you're able to come in and join us and really be part of this movement, this super powerful movement that is happening where we are rising together and we are sharing our story, we are sharing our voices, and we are changing the world.
Absolutely. I couldn't say it better than that. I love it so much. You're probably seeing more and more opportunities to contribute to multi-author books, and that's because this is a movement. Publishing is being flipped on its head, and there's so much more passion and truth and honesty that is emerging through it, and we want you in on this movement. We would love to have you here. So reach out, talk to Shannon, fill out the application, start the conversation, find out if this is the right book for you to share your story in. And that's all we have for today. Thank you so much for everyone who has joined us, and we will be seeing everyone soon, hopefully at the masterclass next week.
Yes, thank you. I'd love for you ladies to join us.
Bye, everyone.